Hey everybody, I am Carolyn Byers. I'm the Education Director at Madison Audubon, and today is the start of week 2 of our summer camp, Mammal Week. How cool is that? I'm so excited for mammals. The lighting is really weird in my home right now because of this crazy thunderstorm we're having. So I hope the internet continues for us because sometimes it blinks out when the weather's bad. And I'm actually going to go and take a peek at the Madison Audubon webpage so that I can check out any comments you have. So if you are participating in summer camp and you're a kid and you have a nature journal and you've been seeing cool things, type what you've been seeing in the comments. I really want to hear about all the birds you saw last week because I had a really good bird week. Let me see. I just got to be able to find the live post, right? It's tricky sometimes. Here we go. Got it. All right. So type your comments in at the bottom, and I want to see what you're seeing. Okay. So Bird Week was really good for me last week. I went camping actually this weekend. I was about 2 hours away from my home. I was in the central sands of Wisconsin, and at night I heard barred owls and whippoorwills, and during the day I heard lots of wood thrushes and veeries and vireos, red-eyed vireos, and tons of chickadees and nuthatches, of course, too. Oh, Piper says she found a house friend. That's awesome. Everybody else, tell me what you found last week. That sounds great. So I had a really lovely bird weekend. And then during the week, I might have mentioned it in the video last week, but there are some young red-tailed hawks that are hanging out in my yard, actually, and my neighbors' yards too. And they're constantly begging for food. They're very loud. I hope they found a good spot to hang out in the rain because it is really coming down out there. Noelle says hi, and Evie and Jovi, awesome. Oh, they saw green heron babies and red-winged blackbirds. That's so exciting. Oh, green heron babies are great. I bet they are so ugly, they're cute. We are doing a lot of talking about birds, though, and it's Mammal Week. That's crazy. So I want to back up just a little bit in case anyone new is joining us today. So this is week 2 of our summer camp. It's free, it's open to anyone, and you don't have to sign up to participate. You can just jump in at any time you want. So you can find all of our lessons at madisonaudubon.org, and at the education menu on top, there's a drop down that says Forces of Nature Summer Camp. And last week was the Bird Week. You can still go do that if you haven't done it yet. This week is Mammals. Next week is Herps, which is short for herpetile, and that's combining reptiles and amphibians all together. It's amazing. And then week 4 is going to be insects. And we'll learn about plants through the whole time because plants are important. Oh, there was just a flash of lightning. So we have lessons and downloads on the website. You can go check it out, download them for free. And our weekly schedule is really easy. We have a Facebook Live right now on Monday. And then the rest of the week is a choose your own adventure. So you can pick which lessons you like and skip the ones you don't like because it's summer and summer should be fun. Do what makes you happy. And I would love for everyone to take photos of what you're doing during the week and share them with us. You can post them on our Facebook page or email you or email me. I forgot if I said you or me. Email me the photos and we'll share them with everybody else. I would love to see what you're getting up to. And the final thing I want to say about summer camp in general is that if you want to be a part of our Super Explorers Club for the second half of the summer, now's the time to register. We still have spots available. So sign up if you want to be in our Super Explorers Club. All right, I'm going to check the comments again because a lot of people are talking. Let's see. Someone saw Baltimore Orioles. Beautiful. Maya says hi. Hi, Maya. I'm glad you're here. They saw lots of red-winged blackbirds and a mallard really close to us. Mallards are pretty common and, you can see them in a lot of places, but I love seeing any bird up close because even if they're really common, when you see them up close, you see so much more about them. And I think it's exciting. I like it. Let's see. Johnny says hi, and so does Sophia. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Sophia. I'm glad you're here. All right. So I think we should jump into mammals. Yeah, I think it's time. Okay, mammals are marvelous. And I did choose marvelous because it started with an M. I like that. Mammals are marvelous. So all mammals have fur or hair. We're mammals. Most of them give birth to live young. So all of the mammals in Wisconsin do. There are monotremes which do lay eggs, which is a very weird and cool thing. You should look up monotremes if you don't know what they are already. But most of them give birth to live young, and they make milk to feed their babies. Mamas feed their babies milk. And of course, mammals are warm-blooded, which means they can produce their own body heat, and they can also help cool their body internally. And they have really complex brains. We have complex brains. There are a lot of super smart birds out there, but in general, mammals, pretty smart animals. And I think it's neat that humans are mammals, and so we are more closely related to other mammals than we are birds or reptiles or amphibians. And so I really like learning about mammals for that reason. Okay, I looked up some facts. Are you ready? So remember, let me look back in my notes. Remember when we were talking about birds and I said that there were, where is it? About 10,000 species of birds. That's a lot of birds. So there are only about 5,416 species of mammals that scientists know about right now. And that number can change depending on, if we discover a new species or if we learn something new about their genetics and decide they're really different species or actually, the same species, but they just look a little different. But there are at least 5,400 species of mammal in the world. And that's a lot of species, but it's not as many as birds. And I think that's interesting. So in Wisconsin, we have 69 native species. So there are 69 species of mammals that naturally live in Wisconsin and that still thrive here today, that's a lot of mammals. That's pretty neat. And I like mammals, like I said, because humans are mammals. And because we're more closely related, at least for me, I think that I'm able to, kind of connect with mammals a little bit more. So I know that scientists, when they're trying to study a species, they try really, really hard not to anthropomorphize, which means they try not to put human emotions or human feelings onto animals. Like if there's a movie or a book where there's an animal main character and the animal's doing things that humans would do, like brushing their fur using a brush or putting sneakers on. Animals don't really do that, but because we're a bit more closely related, I think that, if I see, if I see a leopard walking along, not in real life, but maybe on a movie, if I see a leopard walking along, I might be able to think more about what that leopard is thinking and feeling than if I was looking at an ant. I don't know much about how an ant sees the world, but I do know that a leopard's eyes are pretty similar to mine, and they probably hear, better, but, they hear similarly to how I hear. So that's part of why I think mammals are cool. We can connect with them a little bit better because they're a little bit more like us. And I think mammals have a lot of really cool adaptations. They have some amazing claws and teeth and fur and tails. Mammal tails are cool. Think about a kangaroo tail or a lemur tail or what else? An opossum tail, a rat tail. There's just so many different types of tails. And wolf tails, they're very expressive. I think they're cool. And they also have really neat behaviors. Some are social, some are solitary. Some have really intricate social dynamics, which means that all of the animals in the group sort of interact with each other in a very predictable way. So think about like a wolf pack that has a leader and followers. Or, lots of different animals do that, leaders and followers. It's kind of cool. So I think it's neat that mammals are just so different and complex. A lot of animals are different and complex. I don't mean that only mammals are, but I think that's part of what makes mammals cool. I also really think it's cool that some mammals are really easy to find and observe, like squirrels and chipmunks and deer. But other mammals are really secretive, like bobcats and cougars and wolves. You don't really see them unless they want to be seen, kind of. They're very good at hiding. They're very cryptic. So let's see, last week I talked about my spark bird, which is the chickadee and the catbird. And those were the birds that first got me excited in learning more about birds. And so I think my spark mammal was squirrel, which is not very exciting because squirrels are everywhere right now. But my parents had bird feeders in my backyard growing up. And I know that my dad spent an awful lot of time thinking about the squirrels at the bird feeders and how to stop the squirrels from eating his bird seed. And he also liked watching squirrels. But I think I probably thought more about squirrels than most kids did because of that. And I liked watching them and watching how they would jump from the tree to the bird feeder and how the bird feeder would swing like crazy and the squirrels would hang on. And I really liked watching their little paws move while they ate. So squirrels were one of my spark mammals. And another spark mammal for me was my cat. So I know it's not a wild animal, but when I was a kid, I had cats growing up, and they stayed inside. But it was really cool seeing how what my cat would find interesting and what she would want to watch or do and what she would totally ignore. And it was neat thinking about how she saw the world. And so my cat was also one of my spark mammals. So if anybody who's watching right now has a spark mammal, a mammal they think is really neat and awesome and maybe want to learn more about, or maybe it made them want to learn more about other animals, type that in the comments. I really want to hear about your spark mammals. Ooh, and I think I was talking about all the different mammal tails, and someone said a foxtail. Yes, I think foxtails are so bushy and cool, and foxes have very big tails for their body size. It's very luxurious. They're cool. All right, so I am very excited about this week because we have some pretty cool references for you. You didn't think references were cool, did you? They are. They sure are. So on our website, you can find our urban mammal track and scat ID sheet. And this is a sheet that's going to show you some of the most common mammals that you'll find in neighborhoods and in cities. There's a coyote, a red fox, a domestic cat, a white-tailed deer. And then on the back, we've got gray squirrels and chipmunks and raccoons and opossums. But each one shows you a small picture of the animal, what their track looks like, and what their scat looks like. And remember, scat is poop. So this will help you figure out what you're looking at if you find a footprint or poop outside. And it will also let you know what you should be looking for, because that, to me, if I know what's in the area and what I might see, that really helps me sharpen my eyes and know what I should be looking for. It's really funny. I don't know, when you just walk through a place, like say a grassland, and you're just walking and, just looking at whatever is interesting to you, I feel like you don't see quite as much as when you say, I'm going to go and find a bird's feather on the ground today. And you look around and you look around, and maybe you do see a bird's feather, maybe you don't. But because you're looking for something very specific, I think you see a lot more because you're trying to find that one thing and you're trying to make sure all the other things aren't that thing. So having something like this along and knowing what animals are in your area might help you see more when you're out. It's pretty neat. All right, I'm going to look at everybody's spark animals. Ooh. Piper says that cats are her favorite spark animal too. Piper, we have the same spark animal. Cool. Ramona says it's a wolf. Evie is a red panda. Oh, my husband loves red pandas. I miss seeing them at the zoo. They're pretty cool. Rabbits and dogs is someone else's spark animal. Jovi says zebras. Another person says raccoons. Sebastian says his dog is a spark animal. Sebastian also says lemurs and tapirs. Ooh, tapirs are cool. That is a good animal. I have not thought about tapirs in a while, so thank you, Sebastian. And let's see. Sophia says her spark animal is raccoons. And then KT says foxes use their tails to keep warm and communicate with other foxes and balance and for marking their presence. Yes, foxtails are super neat. And you know, a lot of animals use their tails for ways that we wouldn't necessarily think of because, well, we don't have tails. But it's a really neat thing to look into why animals have such different tails. Go check out the beaver if you need an excuse to research an animal tail. Beavers use their tails in cool ways. Maya says dogs. Awesome. I love that you all have really great spark animals. It's good to have an animal that excites you and makes you want to keep learning. Okay, so this week for lessons, I am excited to take my nature journal outside and go do a sit spot. Not today because it's pouring and thundering out. Maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But last week we did sit spots and we tried to learn about what sorts of birds were in our neighborhood. So I want to go out and do a sit spot and see if I hear any different birds than I heard from last week. And I'm also going to think about how mammals move through my sit spot area and maybe what I might see if I'm there long enough. I also really want to go find some mammal scat. I love mammal scat. So remember, if you're out looking for poop, don't touch it with your fingers. You got to get a good poking stick, okay? And try to identify it first before you poke it, because once you poke it, the shape is gone and it's hard to see what it looks like again. Or you could take a picture of it before you poke it. That's always good. So a good poking stick is long enough so that your fingers will not touch the poop, and it's strong enough that you can really poke it without the stick breaking. Because if it breaks and you get surprised, your fingers might actually touch the poop. So get a good poking stick. And I'm also really excited to play the mammals or moving like mammals game and to do the water and tracks activity where you make your own footprints to follow using water on a sidewalk. It's way cooler than what I made it sound like, believe me. It'll be fun. I can't wait to do that. I think my kid's going to really love it too. So everybody, get excited about mammals with me this week and share what you're learning. You can post in the comments on this video or you can send me an email. I'll add my email address into the comments. And happy summer camp. Happy Mammal Week. This is great. Let me check the comments one more time. So if you have anything, write it in really quickly. Foxes and platypuses. Yes. Monkey tails. Someone says, I have 2 sit spots. When I was at one of them, a muskrat swam by me. So cool. Muskrats are really great mammals. I like them a lot. And they do really cool things with poop. They poop in the same place, so it becomes a little mound. And it's like a message to other muskrats that say, I am here, this is my spot. So that is a really great kind of scat to look for if you're out in an area with muskrats. And they like ponds, even if they're nearby humans. And they like wetlands a lot. So keep an eye out for muskrats if you're at any of the Madison lakes or ponds, or lakes and ponds anywhere, because you don't have to be in Madison to do this. All right, let's look at no other new comments. That's awesome. All right, drop me a line if you want to say hi. I'm excited about summer camp and about mammals. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your week.